Towards the end of an eventful night, I had found a half-naked drug addict hiding out in a stairwell that was soaked with urine. And after having a little bit of cat and mouse with him, I decided I'd head on over to the bank festival and check on our addict there. In so doing, I thought it'd be fun to leap up on one of the traffic barriers, as I've done many times before, including in the heart of my political confrontations. But of course, this time I'm carrying a backpack, extra gear, a heavy mag light with the phone attached because I'm live streaming, and I had rigged the phone so that the cable was stuck with gaffer's tape into the phone, onto the flashlight, and into the power pack, which was zip-tied into the front strap of my backpack, thereby immobilizing it so there was no chance that it could disconnect. So as I leapt up onto the barrier and realized that I was starting to fall off head first, I went to throw the mag light away from me, obviously so that I could land with both hands and get up and laugh about the whole thing and be uninjured. But because I had rigged that cable so solidly and it couldn't disconnect from any points, the mag light ended up hitting the end of the length of the cable and then snapping back and smashing me in the face on the bridge of the nose right before I hit the ground, distracting me so that I landed in a position that was all wrong. I got up and looked at my fingers, they were gloved, and realized, wow, 2 of them are off at a radical angle. I have shattered my hand. So I picked myself up, got out of the street, and went over there to the sidewalk and tried to relocate them myself. That was a fail. So I figured, well, to hell with it. I'll finish up my night completing the mission I had in mind and go on over to the bank festival. So I go over there, and once again the addict is in his normal position. And then I realize, my God, there's blood everywhere up and down the sidewalk and all over me. Turned out I had a significant injury to 2 fingers with quite a bit of bleeding. The viewers on the live stream were horrified. So I had to head on back to my car, take off the glove after ending the stream. Then I realized, my God, I am gushing blood more than ever, so I drove myself over to the ER a few miles away, and they fixed me up good and proper. We'll be back up and running right away, possibly as soon as tonight. As I am happy to report that I suffered no broken bones, just some significant dislocation and some piercing of the skin, possibly caused by this tendon itself, which is what triggered all that bleeding. Luckily for me, I have quite strong bones, despite a lifetime of doing stuff like this. I've never actually had a broken bone in my life.
Okay, you go put your gauze back on there.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
I'll put it back in there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, my fingers have been relocated. Had 2 series of x-rays. It looks like everything's back in place. Had to have 4 stitches put in there to stop all that bleeding. Ridiculous amount of bleeding. I have very good circulation, and I was in an athletic state and everything, as you know, when all this occurred. And of course the hands love to bleed anyway. I didn't realize I was bleeding all over walking a couple of blocks. Went over there to find the unfortunate drug addict in the bank vestibule there and kept on narrating and looked down at the sidewalk and realized, wow, there's blood everywhere. Okay, here we are now. A couple aluminum splints, and we're immobilized here. Everything's looking good. Okay, I'm in the parking lot leaving the hospital now. Making my way to my vehicle. That was quite a little adventure. We learned something. Something about falling while having objects in your hand. and being all weighted down with various bits and pieces of equipment in a backpack and such, and about the perils of running and jumping and carrying on as I do during the coldest weather of the year. I really think that could have been a factor, stiffening up my legs. I simply jumped up on top of one of those traffic barriers, as I have many, many times before, and my foot just kind of stuck on it. Those things are like so rubbery, and my shoes were so rubbery. I don't even think I really was short on the jump. I just kind of stuck on it, and my foot just sort of planted. I don't know, it was weird, man. Mostly I chalk it up to having the live rig, the big mag light with the phone mounted on it and whatnot. And I did the jump so casually, accustomed to doing it so many times. I didn't even look down to see really where I was landing. I just kind of flung myself up there and then went falling off the end headlong, flying forward, diving down there. Most unfortunate, but things are looking good. We're going to rehab and get back in the game pretty quickly. But I'll be out of commission for a minute. Crazy, man. Woo! Oh, it's cold. I'm going to get the hell out of here, get myself warmed up.